Face reality, people. Movies are dead. Games are dead. Narrative? Dead.
Media is nothing but neural trigger response and viral conditioning.
Wait, what are you two talking about?
Okay, we just watched a movie called Damsel, and I think I found out how Magic Johnson cured his AIDS. He had these blue slugs that like glow and shit. He rubbed it all over his dick, and it cured his AIDS. That's how you do it, man. South Park said it was money, but it's not. It's these blue little slug things. They're magical, man. They just do shit. You know what I'm saying? They're fireproof too. Fire doesn't work on them.
Oh, and the message was loot castles. That's how you save your castle.
Yeah. Here's the thing. The start of the movie was, I thought, pretty good. Not greatness, but pretty good. That could lead to greatness. Instead, it led to cliche. We're sitting here predicting everything that's going to happen in the rest of the movie, and it's now boring. The end. Like, that's literally what happened. When they did the full blown like cliched like happy sunshiny fairy tale thing in the beginning, I'm like, okay, give it time, because I read the synopsis. So I'm like, okay, give it time. Let's see where they go. And then boom, all of a sudden shadows are starting to be cast. It looks like Eyes Wide Shut. Some sort of dark rituals happening, and the main character's finding out she's in the center of it. She's like, oh fuck. And then she gets fucking wrecked, right? She gets thrown down the fucking well. And, you know, the ties to like the old fables of the dragon and the hero character defeating the dragon to get the love and the knowledge, aka the gold. Usually they'll say gold, right? And they'll say a woman, but really it means love and knowledge. Like you're a complete person now because you defeated your dragon. Right, your inner demons, the thing that blocks you from being great. You defeated it, so now you get the pleasures of overcoming that obstacle or that sense of ignorance. You overcome it or fear, right? And they were kind of leaning towards that, at least in the beginning parts of the movie. Even when she falls into the cave, they were still taking their time and going slow, and she's on the run, and she finds a place where, like, okay, maybe I'm kind of safe here. No, you're not. Here comes the dragon again. Oh, fuck, I'm not safe. I gotta keep going. Then I gotta, as I'm surviving these things, I'm also discovering things. I'm learning things as I'm doing all of this. I'm learning information about the dragon at the very, granted, I want it to be more about, life itself, but whatever. She's learning more about the dragon and what's going on here and all that shit. I'm like, oh, and it's pacing itself very well. It's taking its time. It's not full-blown, hit you over the head, rush shit. And then it does happen. It fucking happens.
Hold on.
Good.
You left out a part. You could tell by the title, Damsel, so the phrase damsel in distress. And then, obviously, that meant, like, the Prince Charming was going to be at least useless, but 2 minutes into it, you could see 2 minutes into introducing the prince, you could see that he was going to die. Like you weren't sure how he was going to die, but it was obvious he was going to die.
Well, here's the thing. Well, me and Anthony had an advantage because we read the synopsis, so we knew that dude was going to betray her, and that and obviously, if you know anything, like like the new actors in the world, Millie Bobby Brown, right? And that's her name, you would realize, like, okay, she's the main character. This is some unknown fucking guy. We don't know who the fuck this guy is, the prince or whatever. It's like, it's more likely that she's going to be the center, the lead, the star.
Sorry, I forgot to say something. The title and the year it came out, 2024. You should put that together.
If you watch movies that way, you're helping ruin movies. Yes, there's plenty of people that will see the SJW side of this. It was that in the beginning, in the flowery happy, sunshiny fairy tale thing in the beginning. It was that way. And then that somewhat turned off and it became a typical boring character, which has nothing to do with the whole SJW shit they were doing in the beginning. Straight up. The little narratives about from racial to gender to women's rights to whatever the fuck.
I cut out.
I'm aware. The little notes about about women, right? Feminism, wherever the fuck. Racial inclusion, racism, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Power structures, all that shit is in the bright, happy, sunshiny fairy tale part. And then it kind of turns off at a certain point.
Hold on. I want to see if there's a point at the end where it says no blacks died in the making of this movie.
Oh god. And let me say, it doesn't turn off completely, right? Because at first, based on what the story was doing, I took it as okay, like the idea of the emperor with no clothes, right? To where you're still you don't need the robes and the jewels and all that shit to be the king or queen in this case. But retroactively looking at it, maybe that meant about shedding the whatever male constructs put on a woman. It's like maybe. I mean, that concept being the metaphor of the movie would make it terrible to me. Although I don't think that's what the metaphor was. I don't think so.
Women are more badass the less clothes they wear.
I think it was less feminist and more hero's journey. It's just they said, fuck it, we're hitting fast forward and we are speeding through this motherfucker. And we're going to use every lazy cliche we can think of to get us to the end of the movie. That's what I think happened.
Femininity is bad. You can't do anything. So the female needs to become more like a man. So she can fight back.
No, it's supposed to be like a hero. A hero does hero shit. It's just you skipped all the hero shit for the sake of cliches that anyone can just redo over and over and over again in 10 bajillion different movies. We've seen it from the biggest blockbuster action steroided man Arnold Schwarzenegger, and we're seeing it here in little Millie Bobby Brown and the girl who's betrayed by power. Right? It's cliche in both worlds. Just maybe some people will like it more in one over the other, which is sad to me. I think that's the death of film. If you want to actually look at it, is just letting cliches go right under your fucking nose. You don't fucking think about it, and you're just like, what's the identity of the cliche? If you get stuck there, you're a fucking idiot, and you're the reason why movies suck ass now. Because you wouldn't see quality if it hit you over the fucking head. But that's another story. That's another state somewhere else. But this movie, the beginning, the pacing, and the twist there, where it turns into Eyes Wide Shut, and it's like a dark ritual that like, oh fuck, shit is about to go down. And they don't make her a Mary Sue at all, by the way. Not in the beginning, right? She does end up being that in the end. But in the beginning, she's not that, right? She's just surviving. She's doing whatever she can to survive, whatever resources she can find while she's in this dire situation, whatever little bit of light she can get. I thought that was beautifully symbolic right there. But maybe it wasn't. Maybe that wasn't their intention. Maybe they just thought it looked cool. But I thought initially because of the other stuff in the beginning of the movie, I thought this was symbolic of this is her small little light she has while navigating these tiny little cave areas, and she has to learn this place, learn it. But instead, they just have hey, go to this room. Here's a giant map of everything. Here's a map. Don't worry about navigating it. Here's a map. Even then, we were still. Well, I don't know about you, but I was still forgiving because I'm like, oh, this little maze that leads you to. Right, she drew mazes in the beginning of the movie. Then in here, she's like, oh, okay, she's like an expert with mazes, and the end result of the maze is the sun. I think I accidentally stopped recording. Whatever. The space bar. It's good. But yeah, I thought there was interesting things here, and then they just said, "Fuck it, let's do cliches. Let's have the dad, you know, take his time fucking dying, like fucking Tom Holland and Avengers, right? Where he's like, hey, everyone else is turning to fucking dust. How come Tom Holland's taking so long to die? Well, he needs time to like, oh, Mr. Stark, no. Oh God, Mr. Stark. Like, yo, bro, why you get to live longer than everyone else? Everyone else turned to fucking dust. Why'd you get to live longer? Because it's a cliche to fucking tear at your fucking heartstrings. And guess what? People who actually watch movies can see through that shit. Like, see how candid it is. Like, that's fucking corny, bro. Why'd you do that?
Yeah, I knew his dad was gonna die as soon as he put his head down. Whenever
Yeah, exactly.
when he started talking to his wife.
When he talked to the queen, and he came back, and he looked all disappointed, like, oh, okay, he's setting her up. Which means
I knew he was gonna
which
die.
means he has to die. Yes, he's going to die then. Because of the predictability of cliches.
Yeah.
But they'll make him somewhat of a good guy because he died for the sake of saving his daughter.
Right. It was shame and facing shame.
Yeah. Just cliched out the ass. They did something interesting in the beginning. They took the idea of the hero character going to, fight the dragon and win the rewards from doing so. It took that and flipped it on its head, and then they said, you know what, we're just going to copy what those guys did anyways. All the cliches that where in film where it's like symbolized of you defeating your own dragon in order to get the girl and the gold, which is done in so many fucking movies, right? Defeat the bad guy, defeat the thing that symbolizes some sort of inner demon or maybe even an external demon, defeat that thing, and you get the girl, and you get the gold, you get the house, you get the car, right? As Michael Desari would say, like yeah, that's a cliche, been done 10 trillion times. All he did was flip it and make it. I don't know. I thought they were gonna flip that in a more creative way, but I guess not. So I guess they said fuck it. Whatever. Do you want to add anything before grading?
It was a lie. Damsel means damsel in distress. Man has to save her. Otherwise, nobody cares about her story because she didn't have children. Because there was no prince to save her.
I don't endorse that message. I want to say that.
I wholeheartedly endorse this message.
Well, it's. Why do you do this? Why would you start in that interesting way and do this to me? I was like, and at that point in the movie, I'm like, oh, we're on to something. And I was imagining my review before the movie ended. I'm like, okay, I can see where this is going to be. Like, there's some points I'm going to say. Now I'm using them against the movie itself. I'm like, here's why you suck ass now. You fucking dirt bomb fucking movie. God damn it, bro. It's not the worst thing
For
ever,
the record,
but it's still dirt bomb.
I knew it was going to suck from the title.
Well, you like...
Because I know what year it is as well. I know what year it is as well.
You're all in the dumb shit dumpster. Let's just be honest about this.
Come on, man. We all knew it was going to be shit.
No. That's the thing.
Yeah.
I always give everything a chance. Guess what? I don't get as wrecked as I got wrecked by House of the Dragon if I sat there saying, it's going to suck, it's going to suck, it's going to suck, it's going to... Like, no. I sit there, I watch it, I take it for what it is, and then I'm like, this sucks.
It was obvious it was going to suck.
The beginning didn't suck.
It did too.
I heard you fucking... Shut up. No, stop it. Don't lie. Don't lie to the audience. In the beginning of the movie, when you saw that eyes wide shut shit, I swear to God, I can hear you be like, I swear to God, I can hear it. I can hear it from your fucking soul in the fucking ether.
That was you expressing your feelings.
You didn't. Your ears and eyes didn't perk up when you're like, oh shit. You didn't see that as something like kind of unexpected and different at all.
No, it was pretty obvious.
Pretty typical. Original. That was typical. Yeah, fuck out of here.
The sacrificial moment.
Oh, come on.
That's the eyes wide shut thing over and over and over again has been like sacrificial and we're corrupt
Where
and
have you seen that before?
we're in Eyes Wide Shut.
Exactly, just one movie. Where else have you seen that? To where you're calling it a cliche. So I'm asking you,
The
where have you seen that?
anything about Freemasons, anything
No,
about
stop
secret
it.
societies.
Exactly.
Okay,
You
Skull
now
and Bones.
disqualified
Skull and
yourself.
Bones.
You have
You saw
now
Skull and Bones.
sure. You have now disqualified yourself. We may now move on.
You saw Skull and
You
Bones.
are wrecked now. We may now move on.
I'm not wrecked.
It's a cliche.
Correct.
It's a cliche. Where? Skull and Bones. Wrecked. Capital
Eyes
capital
Wide
R.
Shut.
Wrecked.
Eyes Wide Shut. Secret Society. We keep our secrets or die.
Oh my god. Go rewatch Eyes Wide Shut. By the way, I think you need to actually
Keep
do
our
that.
secrets or die. That's the message.
I think you actually need to go rewatch that too. By the way, but whatever. For me, I like the beginning, but endings always defeat beginnings. If the ending was better, it would help the grade.
So
But
what is the grade?
but starting off with something interesting that could be considered borrowed. I mean, I'll give you that. It could be considered borrowed based on the unoriginality that follows it. But for me, got 6.2, 6.3, 6.2, 6.3, around there.
I mean,
Well below average. And
I almost agree with you, but I'm going with 5.9
okay, fair enough.
because we've had some pretty bad movies lately.
Yeah.
And I almost think it deserves 6, but it's still the social justice warrior bullshit.
Well, that bothers you.
Yes.
That doesn't bother me. I don't care
Yeah,
if
man,
I don't care if you race swap any fucking character in history. I care about the quality of the movie. Now, as a fan of something, right? I'm a fan of Batman, I don't want to see Black Batman or Latino Batman, bro.
Me neither.
I don't want to see Batman at a taco truck. Is that racist? Whatever. I don't want to see him at like getting Chinese food and shit like that. Like, no.
Instead of the Bat Cave, the Taco Hut.
I don't want to see him being like a bad driver because he's Asian. Whatever. That's just my personal taste of like this is what I want to see in regards to like an aesthetic of Batman. Sure. But when I'm judging movies, I need to take the
I
art
get it,
seriously. Otherwise, why
because
the fuck am I doing
Batman's
this?
white, he's rich.
Got it. But maybe it's LeBron James. LeBron James's kid. LeBron James' kid could be Batman, bro. He'll have $1 billion. He'll be chilling. He has an empire. His name Bronny.
And
He could be.
he has to save the world by dunking.
I think that's what LeBron thinks he's doing. But whatever. But yeah, I do have my like particular aesthetics that I like. I like the way like I want Superman to look this type of way. It's just my particular taste of aesthetics. That's fine. But if I'm judging the quality of a movie, I don't give a fuck about the SJW shit, bro. I don't give a shit about like
But
race
that's
race
part
swapping.
of quality of the movie.
Race swapping has nothing to do with the quality of a fucking movie at all.
It is. It's a degradation of the quality of the movie. Like,
Only racial shitheads think that.
okay, so name a movie they've done this to that's been better than the original.
Were they race swapped?
Yeah.
Like a main character or any character?
Oz? Are you going to go with Oz?
Oz? You mean The Wiz? Michael Jackson and The Wiz?
Oh, it's The Wiz. Okay.
I like The Wiz,
Yeah.
but it's not better than the original for me.
Okay.
That's just me and my own nostalgic childhood.
But name one. Name one that they said, you know what? We need to remake it, but we need to change something like race or gender.
Well, it could be something where they didn't care about race or gender, and they just did it. Right?
Okay. Then name it.
A main character or like any character?
The premise is the change of the character's race or gender.
Any character or the main characters?
Do one for main character, and I'll
Hmm.
hear you out on not main character.
Where they've race swapped the main character and the movie's still good.
Or gender swapped.
Hmm. Go with the Matrix. Go with the Matrix. If you wanted to.
So you think the fourth one was better than 1, 2, or 3?
No, I'm talking about Matrix 1.
Matrix 1 is the original.
Yeah, they wanted Will Smith, but race swapped it with Keanu Reeves.
But that's not.
I'm pretty sure
No, that's not.
they
That's
envisioned.
not swapping. Like making
I'm
a
pretty sure
sequel.
the creators envisioned a Will Smith guy, and they traded in for.
But that's not swapping. That's change
Oh,
before
okay.
production.
Oh, got it. After production, all right.
After people have seen it.
That's gonna fuck people's heads up. They're like, "What? It's supposed to be Will Smith the whole time? Fuck!"
I'll give you that. I didn't know that.
It was supposed to be Will Smith. I'm not gonna call that race swapping. I think it's just they're looking for lead actors that are talented. And they're like, Will Smith is our number one choice, and he turned it down for. What did he turn down for? I Am Legend or something. I don't know what he turned it down for. Something else. Legend of Bagger Vance or something.
What if they switch Morpheus to the actor was Samuel L. Jackson?
If they did swap Morpheus, just with the same race. Honestly, I don't think I can think of them. Where
Like, it's not good that they're doing this, I think.
well, it has no effect on the story though. That's the thing about it.
Like, yeah, because the story's different than the actor. The new versions they're doing, they're going with making sure you realize it's this social justice warrior shit.
Somewhat. Some just don't even say it and they're just doing it. Right?
It's like, why are we switching the Little Mermaid to a little black girl? Well, we're gonna tell you 10 to 15 times in the movie why we did that.
I didn't see the movie. Maybe that's the case. I can't.
But you get what I'm saying.
I get what you're
I didn't
saying,
either.
but
I didn't see it either. So maybe
I get what you're saying, but from what I heard, it sounds like it's just a shitty rendition of The Little Mermaid. Not that it was that much of a movie to me in the first place, but just a shitty live action version of a Disney movie, and they use a black chick instead of the white chick.
yeah. I mean, like, fine if you can do it and it means nothing, do it. But for some reason, every single one of these movies, they're doing that, and it's fucking 10 to 15 times the reason why in the movie they did it.
No, no, that I'm gonna disagree with. I'd fuck. I go into my memory bank here, but I mean, if they did something like quote unquote race swapping, and what you're saying is they add a storyline to the movie that wasn't originally there and made it about like, a metaphor
Bringing
for
up,
slavery or something, or for Jim Crow, when they swapped the
or
black
at
guy in.
least saying, uh, it needed to be a black guy because of this reason or that reason.
Okay, well, okay,
Like
we can go with the Matrix, right? You could do that with that movie as well, with Matrix 4, right? Where they made
Trinity the Star.
her the one along with Neo, like they're both the
Uh-huh.
one. I think
They mentioned it.
that was supposed to be the
They
original
mentioned it.
story, personally, but
No, they mentioned it as well. Like, oh, it needs to be this way
for the studios, nah.
reflection. Basically, it's reflection.
Well, I always thought Trinity was supposed to be as important as the one, which makes her basically the one too.
No, like,
As far as
remember
the
how
stories went.
They made 1, 2, and 3 were turned into a video game.
Yes.
So Keanu Reeves was the one, even in that world, but as the video game.
It's like as his dream of, I guess, his past experience, his particular iteration of being the one. He dreamed it up in this fake world and made it into a video game subconsciously. That's what the fourth one was saying.
Yeah, so it's reflection, the opposite side of the one.
No, they made them both the one because
I
they
know.
had those two in pods right next to each other without letting them connect. Like they can get close but not connect. Thus, they're feeding the Matrix. They're giving it power just from their sheer power of love for each other. And then when they actually do connect, then it's like, okay, they are one. Those two are one, and those two are the one. If that makes sense.
And was there girl power in the fourth one?
There's Trinity power, but she's just doing what Neo was doing, which means it's both of them are equal.
So it fits what I'm saying.
No, they're both equal. That was already in the first one. It's kind of established.
Well,
that
hold on.
Neo
I'm
doesn't
also
do
saying-
anything until he realizes that Trinity loves him.
But
then he
the fourth one-
becomes the one.
But the fourth one wasn't good.
I thought it was good.
I don't at all.
Maybe not cinematically as far as like
There was a whole
follow
bunch
plot.
of there was a whole bunch of social justice warrior shit in there with the other members of the crew and
Where?
that fight scene in the fucking like what was it? It was like a warehouse where they're going up and down like a ramp.
Where Smith wakes up and realizes he's fucking Smith. That thing?
No, the team members or whatever, they were like a lesbian.
They were a lesbian?
One
She
the
had blue
back
hair?
like yeah, she's totally like a fucking feminazi.
I don't think they say anything about her doing anything. She just has blue hair. And it's short.
Yeah, which is feminazi
Yeah,
of
okay.
modern day.
Okay.
Feminazi of modern day.
We're going into stupid territory.
There was a couple of different things.
Point is, there are quote unquote SJW style movies that are
It didn't enhance the movie.
that are excellent. Yeah, no, they do
It
actually
did.
enhance the movie.
No, they don't.
Go watch Everything
No.
Everywhere All at Once again, please.
Nothing about feminism, lesbianism, gayism, or racism or genderism is good.
Okay. Well, go watch Everything Everywhere All at Once, to where that's part of the core of what they're saying. But I think there's a bigger story there, to where they add layers to why they care about this topic or that topic or family or, you know, personality or who someone is and existentialism and all that. They add layers to it, which makes it interesting. And I don't care what type of, that could have been in any context, right?
Everything Everywhere All at Once was about how lesbians need dick. That's why it's the donut at the end. And
Okay.
a hole needs to be plugged.
Someone spent too much time at Dunkin' Donuts. But yeah, one of the best movies I've ever seen is that movie.
No, it isn't.
It is. It's one of the best movies I've ever fucking seen. But whatever. What'd you give it?
What movie?
5 Everything Everywhere All at Once.
5.9 for the movie we just watched.
Yep. 6.2, 6.3 for me. I mean,
I don't remember the score I gave for Everything Everywhere All at Once. It wasn't low, but it wasn't high. No, it was a 3. That was what I gave it.
Wow, you're just film ignorant, but whatever. Yeah, I'd recommend watching the first 30 to 40 minutes of this movie, then pretending you got sick and you couldn't stay awake. That's my recommendation. All right. There's our review.
Awesome.